won't take too much of your time. It'll be 30 minutes long. Let me just adjust the volume. And then we'll open up to Q&A as well. We've done it in the past when we talked about Hajj. YouTube didn't you? Just make sure the sound is good. So those who have joined us on Zoom, you can also join us on YouTube, Masjid Ali YouTube channel. And this is going live. If you can't hear properly hopefully you can hear properly, but keep your yourself muted until we open up to Q&A, inshallah. So we have live audience as well. We have about 12 participants that will be joining us, inshallah, during our trip. So first and foremost, congratulations to all of you on this opportunity that is ahead of us. That inshallah we will be performing Hajj, or rather Umrah, or mini Hajj it is called. Umrah has few types. I'm not going to go into unnecessary details of fiqh aspect of it. There's Umrah Tamattu, there's Umrah Mafroodah, and so I'm not going to go into all those. We're going to stay focused to the Umrah that is applicable on all of us. So there are 7 parts of Umrah Mafroodah. So what you will be performing, inshallah, you will be performing what is called Umrah Mafroodah. Now all of your intentions and your niyat will be for Umrah Mafroodah. Meaning what? And we'll talk about it. And we have shared some documents as well. On that you'll find the niyat and the intention. Intention is very important. But intention does not mean that you have to utter the words from your mouth by saying, I do this. It's good to utter. But if you can just run it through your head, that is enough as well. But you need to know what you are doing. Make sure that you utter those words. Now, Umrah itself is not wajib. Hajj is wajib. Umrah is not wajib. It's a mustahab amal. So whether you do it or you don't, it's not wajib. It's mustahab. It's highly recommended. It's recommended to do Umrah every month. Umrah Rajabiyah is the highly recommended Umrah by Rasulullah, and therefore it's only mustahab. But when you begin the amal of Umrah, the amal, each one you can make the niyat of wajib, or you can just keep the niyat that I perform this amal qurbatan ilallah. Either would be sufficient. But because all of the amal that you will perform once you've started the Umrah, if you say I do tawaf around the Kaaba 7 times, qurbatan ilallah, that is fine. If you say I do tawaf around the Kaaba for Umrah Mafroodah, wajib qurbatan ilallah, that is fine as well. It does not change anything. Or you can just run it through your head that I am doing this. Intention is when you go about doing something. When you are, it's time for namaz, it's time for salat, and you go toward doing wudu. Your intention is what? To do wudu for salat. You don't have to say it from your tongue, but the intention is already there. So there are 7 parts of Umrah Mafroodah. We want this to be a conversation. So you can always raise hand and stop me, and I can go over it. Oh, it should not be. It should be open. All right. Let's see. Admiral. Thanks for. Sorry about that. I thought you guys were all already in. I don't know why the security. Oh, the security is not enabled. All right. So we'll start over for those who just joined us. If you can just keep yourself muted, and inshallah we will open up for Q&A towards the end. I just started by mentioning the niyat, what should be the niyat for every action that you do. I mentioned that Umrah is not wajib, it's only mustahab, highly recommended. And when you start performing the actions of Umrah, then you can make the niyat of wajib for each action. So there are 7 parts of Umrah Mafroodah. Let me make Sajjad Bhai give him permission so that he can also make you co-host. Sajjad Bhai, you're co-host, so if someone is in the waiting room, you can let him in, okay? Alright. So there are 7 parts of Umrah Mufrada. Number 1, wearing the ihram from miqat. Now, I'm assuming those who are going with us, I know that for sure, we will be arriving in Medina first. We'll spend a couple of days in Medina. And for those who go to Medina, for them, Masjid al-Shajara or Dhul Hulayfiyah is miqat for them. So we will go together, preferably in the evening. We'll wear the ihram in our hotels. You'll do the mustahab ghusl. You'll do the mustahab ghusl that is to be done in your hotel. We'll give this information over there as well. And then after wearing the ihram, and I'll show how to wear to the men, we'll go to Masjid al-Shajara. You don't need to know any of this stuff because this will be done for you. You'll be taken to those places. I'm just giving you as an information. We'll go to Masjid al-Shajara and we will perform what is called wearing of the ihram. So that is a miqat for people who come from Medina. I don't know if any of you are not going to Medina first. So if you're going to Jeddah directly, for you, Masjid Shajara will not be the miqat. Instead, it'll be Juhfa, which is about 180 kilometers from Jeddah. But there's also a loophole, because you might have time constraint and you don't have time to go to Juhfa. You can make nadhr. Before you leave, you make a nadhr on the day that you're leaving, that I make a nadhr that I wear the ihram for Umrah from Jeddah airport. Fulfillment of nadhr becomes wajib. Thus, your ihram will be sufficient from Jeddah airport and you don't have to go to Juhfa, and you just go directly to haram. You cannot enter haram without ihram. It's just like, your salat does not begin until you say takbiratul ihram. You cannot enter. Someone does not say, are you praying? I haven't said Allahu Akbar yet. You say Allahu Akbar, then the salat begins. Similarly, without wearing ihram, you cannot enter into haram. So first wajib is wearing the ihram from miqat. Second wajib is what? Second wajib is doing tawaf. Circumambulating around the Kaaba, 7 rounds. First round, and there'll be pictures inshallah towards the end. I'll show you. Starts from Hajar Aswad. 1 round, finishes on Hajar Aswad. Second round, finishes on Hajar. Third round, fourth round, fifth round, sixth round, seventh. You expand a little bit and you come behind Maqam Ibrahim. Your tawaf ended at Hajar Aswad, but you keep walking until you come behind Maqam Ibrahim. There you're going to perform the third wajib, which is 2 rakat salat behind Maqam Ibrahim. I'll go into individual details of each one of them, so I'm just going to go through this. Fourth wajib is sa'i, which is walking between the mountain of Safa and mountain of Marwa. Fifth wajib is taqsir or halq. Halq is only for men, meaning shaving the head. Taqsir is for everyone. So you just clip a little bit of your hair, that's it. Basically, once you do taqsir, the limitations of ihram is off, even though you're wearing it, but ihram is aapko utar gaya ihram basically. Number 6, tawafun nisa. Now it's named nisa, does not mean only women have to do it. It's a wajib of Umrah Mufrada. Everyone must do it. So it's circulating around the Kaaba, again similar to the first tawaf that you did. And then 2 rakat salat behind Maqam Ibrahim. That is what the 7 parts of Umrah Mufrada is. How long does it take? 2 hours maximum.
Say instead of trimming hair, you could just clip the nails?
If someone doesn't have hair, some people lack hair, or from your beard. If you have beard, you can clip, hair is the first, and then if you don't have any hair, no hair in your face or your head, then you can clip the nails as well. Alright, as I said, I'll go through some of the ahkam that are pertaining to us, inshallah, with this. Go ahead, Asma. Go ahead, you have a question? Go ahead. I didn't hear you. I can't hear you. So we'll keep the questions from the people online towards the end, and maybe Sajjad Bhai can write them down, or Sajjad Bhai can note it. You can put it in the chat box, and then I can address that because we can't hear you.
My question was, woman has to cut the hair.
Huh?
No.
Women have to clip a little bit of the hair. तो थोड़े से बाल निकाल के बस काट दें.
That's her question.
Okay.
बाल बढ़ाना शुरू करते हैं.
तवाफ निसा.
नहीं है तो भाई.
मौलाना
So what is the question about tawaf nisa? I can't hear what they're saying. Yeah, I'm not keeping the.
मौलाना question from
एक
Hyderabad.
question.
जी.
जब तवाफ कर रहे हैं हज असवद से शुरू किया और 7 तवाफ करने के बाद या छठे तवाफ पे नमाज अदा करनी है.
नहीं, after the 7th round.
Seventh
आफ्टर द 7th राउंड
Yeah.
गो यू मीन टू से 8वें चक्कर पे जाके
No, it's not the Adab. I'll show you. All these will be inshallah addressed. Sajjad Bhai, can you let Jamsher Ali Andreas? Alright. I'll address. By the end of this slides, you will not have any questions. So let's go through the slides quickly, and then we'll leave the questions towards the end. First wajib is, as we mentioned, wearing the ihram. Niyat for ihram is what? I'm wearing ihram for Umrah Mafroodah, qurbatan ilallah. Or you can just say wajib qurbatan ilallah if you want to. That's all. But this will be sufficient. Again, you don't have to say. You can just same for men, same for women. Ihram for men is 2 white pieces of unstitched clothes, right? Unstitched clothes. So you can buy ihram from Amazon if you want, or you can buy ihram from Medina. You can buy ihram from Medina. I have my ihram from
आज मैंने
previous
कर
Hajj.
लिया. हाँ.
I did
वो कर ली.
6 or
मेरे
7
भाई
Hajj
आए.
with this.
मुझे
So this is one piece only, of course, and I'll show you how to wear this as well. So you need 2 of these. One, of course, for bottom and one for top. For women, they can wear stitched clothes. Anything could be their ihram. I would suggest if you have white clothing, any white pair of shalwar kameez or whatever, keep that to be your ihram, right? Just so that you're blending in with everyone who's wearing white. But you can wear any color as long as it's not something which is too flashy, right? Any color. Black is fine, any color is fine. Yeah, so you can dedicate more than one ihram to be your ihram. So for men, they can buy 2 ihrams. What do I mean by that? For example, one ihram, one piece gets dirty, or you bleed or you get cut yourself, and it becomes najis, you have to change it. So you can take that off and you can put on that separate fresh piece that you have already. But you cannot go from ihram to your regular clothes. You have to go from ihram to another ihram while you're still in the process of performing Umrah. Say, for example, you travel from Medina, it's a 4-hour ride. You arrive in your hotel, you can take a shower, you can remove this ihram and put on another ihram, if this got dirty in the way, for example. You cannot take this off and wear any other clothing. That you cannot do. You must replace ihram with another ihram. So women as well, I would suggest you keep 2 ihrams with you, at least. Although usually Hajj we need more than one. Umrah you wouldn't need it, but just in case. Men, 2 pieces will be fine. And if need be, you can always buy it from over there. So for women, they can wear stitched clothes, but the face and the hands should be uncovered. So no gloves and no face mask allowed. Ghusl mustahab, before wearing the ihram, is mustahab to perform ghusl. So we'll do that in our hotels. You can take a shower, take a ghusl. Ghusl is, of course, no need to teach you guys ghusl. Just a reminder, ghusl is when you make the niyyah that I perform ghusl for wearing ihram, qurbatan ilallah. There's no wajib, there's no mustahab in it. You wash the top of your head and up to the neck, and then you wash the right side of the body, and you wash the left side of the body. Just like you do any other ghusl, that's how you're gonna do the ghusl for wearing ihram. This is mustahab. Miqat, we mentioned, specific places in Saudi Arabia on the way to Makkah. So these are the ones. We don't need to go into the details of this. You guys will be taken to these places, yes.
If your ghusl breaks between the hotel and before wearing your ihram.
You don't need taharat to wear ihram. Taharat is not a condition for ihram. So you can, of course, nobody expects you to be tahir for 4 hours, right? You might have to go to the washroom in the middle of it. You don't need to have tahara. Not initially, not during, not after. Yeah, when you do tawaf, you need to have tahara. Tawaf and the salat, for that you need tahara, you need wudu. But for everything else, you don't need it. So that is a mustahab ghusl that we do. Niyat, I specify what the ihram is being worn for. Umrah mufrada, umrah tamattu, and seeking nearness to Allah. So in our case, it will be umrah
Mafroodah.
mufrada. Talbiyah, that is a wajib. So for example, when we go to, we'll wear our ihram from our hotels, and we'll have men, for example, will be wearing this top piece, and when we arrive at Miqat, we will offer either Maghrib and Isha prayers over there, and that would be sufficient. If not, we will offer, what do we offer? 2 rakah salat. So 2 rakah salat will be mustahab to offer when you wear the ihram. So you already have this piece on you, right? You're wearing it. What are you gonna do? For example, you're wearing it like this. This is how we're supposed to wear it. Now, if you make the niyat, you're making the niyat, what are you gonna do? You're gonna just open it. You make the niyat that I wear the ihram for Umrah Mufrada, qurbatan ilallah, and then you go like this, and then you wear it. There you go. My ihram.
MashaAllah. MashaAllah.
Then I'll do immediately what? Talbiyah. Labbaik, Allahumma labbaik, labbaik, la sharika laka labbaik, innal hamda wal ni'mata laka wal mulk, la sharika laka labbaik. We'll make you read this. It's good if you can memorize it, but we'll make you read this inshallah. And individually we will recite these. We'll make the niyat together. So all of these things, you can know these things, but we'll of course walk you through all of these things as we move forward. Okay, that's the talbiyah. Labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaik la sharika laka labbaik. That part is wajib. Inna al-hamda wa ni'mata laka wal mulk. That is mustahab. La sharika laka labbaik is done out of raja and umeed. So the first part is the wajib part. The rest is the mustahab part. But why leave anything out if Masumeen have mentioned it? I can make this slide available to all of you as well if you need.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll make it available. So every pilgrim must learn the proper pronunciation of the words of talbiyah. So again, I'll do this. Repeat after me. Labbaik, Allahumma labbaik. You repeat. And you repeat after me. So I'll make you read it, and therefore, inshallah, there isn't any mistakes in reciting it. Alright. Now, there are 25 things that are prohibited in the state of ihram. You can go through these 25 things, inshallah, on your own. We'll mention only the ones that are necessary to be explained. Prohibition during ihram, using scent or perfume. So, again, Umrah is not that long. Hajj is where you need to be mindful of all of this. Because Hajj is, you have to be in the state of ihram for a couple of days. For a couple of days, it's very difficult to avoid, perfume or scent and all that stuff. So you can buy, unscented soap, unscented lotion, unscented shampoo. All of these are available. You can buy them. Yes?
But you can't use like any shampoo or soap with smell in it?
You cannot. That'll entail a kafara, right? If you do so, that'll entail a kafara. So it is forbidden for a person to smell or apply perfume of any kind, let alone perfume. Soap that you're washing yourself with, shampoo that you're using, lotion that you're applying, right? It'll be dry, so you're gonna need lotion. Get unscented and use that. So it works.
MOLANA, can we get from Medina, the unscented?
I'd say you buy it here.
Buy here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Over there it'll be very difficult to find these things.
Oh.
You can search it online. Amazon पे I'm sure मिलता होगा. CVS पे मिलता है. You can probably buy this thing. Toothpaste is okay because you're not, smelling it, nor are you applying it to your body.
Yeah.
Just like the fruits, there are fruits that smell, there's fragrance in the fruit. You're eating it, so it's something which you're applying to your body. That is something which is not allowed. So toothpaste you're not applying to your body as a means of, putting fragrance on yourself. Rather, you just brushing your teeth. So it's okay. But if you can avoid, and if you can use something which is unscented, that would be preferable. Bad smell. It is forbidden for a pilgrim in the state of ihram to close his nose. Smell aa rahi hai? Soon ke chale jayenge, that's okay. But don't close your nose. Don't ask me for the philosophy behind some of these masail.
Yeah.
Because we don't have time to go in the falsafa of this. Wearing sewn clothes for men, we already talked about it. Men, you'll be wearing this sort of ihram. You cannot wear. But there are certain things that you can use. For example, there's no objection in tying a sewn money purse around the waist or shoulder to protect the cash, for example. It is also permissible to use a sewn belt to support the rupture or example hernia if someone has that issue, for example. Also use a sewn blanket or covering, but must not let it cover his head. So men, you should not let anything get on top of your head. Asha. So a lot of times people are afraid because they're wearing the ihram for the first time. It's like there's no belt, and what if it falls? And they're fearful of all of that. What can you put a belt on it? Yes, you can. Not with the intention of keeping the ihram intact, rather with the intention of keeping your valuables.
Well, thanks.
So why are you putting on the belt if someone asks you? I want to keep the money or the phone in it.
Phone in it.
Not because I want to keep the ihram tight. Because if you use it with that intention, you're actually using it part of your libas, and you cannot do that. Alright. Again, these are more detailed issues for Hajj. You won't need some of these things. Probation during ihram, looking in the mirror, that's something very common. Yeah, you can. So look in the mirror for the purpose of beautification. You, with intention, go in front of the mirror and you start appearing. Yes.
Okay, so does that entail like the window or like?
Yeah, it's written there. So there's no objection to look in a mirror for any other reason. A person needs to look into a mirror to treat his face of some injury, or or looks into the mirror by mistake when you're, for example, going to an elevator.
No, what I mean is your reflection in the window. So you're like.
That's okay.
Window or like there's a water.
Again, what's the intention in looking into the window? Are you trying to see your reflection on it?
Let's say I want to fix my hijab, so I'm not looking at the mirror, but I'm looking.
No, anything that is reflecting could be your phone. So will not be
So,
permissible.
MOLANA, that means we cannot do any streaming or anything.
Live streaming?
Yeah, it's like.
Just don't see yourself in it.
So
You can do live streaming.
Okay.
So yes, does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you look purposefully to go ahead and fix something, then it will not be. But it says there's no objection to look in the mirror for any other reason other than beautification. So I guess fixing hijab would not be part of the beautification. Pilgrim needs to look in the mirror to treat, there's something got into your eye, for example, and you need to see it to be able to get it out. It'll be okay in those instances. So yeah, you would be fine if you're fixing hijab. Wearing shoes or socks, it is forbidden for men in the state of ihram to wear shoes or socks. However, it is permitted for them to let the cloth of the ihram worn around the waist to cover their feet while resting. Again, you won't have time to be resting in the state of ihram. This is when you are in Arafat. You're spending the entire day in Arafat and you're wearing this ihram and the battery is low.
जो जॉब करने के बाद फिर आप मुकामी ब्रेक जाके 2 रकात नमाज पढ़ें तो उन्होंने कहा कि जॉब को एक्सपेंड करें लेकिन हम आपको यार कि सातवां जॉब में करीब
सातवें के बाद तो कहने थोड़ा सा आगे जाकर मौलाना मकाम इब्राहिम 7 तो आप पूछें ना हाँ तो पूछो मौलाना हाँ नहीं पूछेंगे घबराना किस चीज़ में
All right.
clarify a few things on that, please.
Sure. Right.
मौलाना
One second.
Once you wear the ihram, you cannot wear slippers.
No, you can wear slippers.
You can wear slippers.
Yeah.
Not shoes.
no
You meant no shoes. Right here.
oh
You're jumping the gun.
yeah scissor flip flop हाँ हाँ That's only when we are in ihram. नियत कर लिया उसके बाद
Alright.
हाँ हाँ
So, this slide will come.
yeah
That is permissible. These other ones will not be permissible.
For men and women.
No, only men. Women will wear their shoes. They'll cover their feet from the view of non-Nahr. So the instruction was only for men. Let me go back. Okay. So we did all that. We did this. Yeah, that slide should have been closer to this. We did this. Okay. Wearing shoes is only for men. See? It's only for a male pilgrim. Right? Okay. On the bottom, what it said, there's no objection to women wearing.
socks and shoes
Alright. Tawaf, the second wajib, is the second obligation of Mafroodah. Tawaf means to circumambulate 7 times continuously around Kaaba. What will be the niyat? I'm performing tawaf around the Kaaba 7 rounds for Umrah Mafroodah qurbatan ilallah. Condition for tawaf. Now you need wudu. Taharat is necessary for tawaf. If during tawaf wudu becomes batil, what should one do? Explain. Who wants to explain?
we have to start all over
Go
again
back. Do wuzu and come back.
come back start all over again
Yeah?
It is, if you're in the middle of one and it breaks, then you have to start at the previous one.
Wrong.
Damn.
no
Yes.
So if your wudu's breaks after the 4th tawaf,
Yeah.
you can continue.
Continue.
If it breaks before the
Good.
4th, then you have
Someone's
to
done their
start
homework.
from the beginning.
Yeah.
So,
Huh.
4 tawafs are basically something which after the 4th tawaf, it's a game on, right? And there will be a result of this match. So 4th tawaf is basically a stopping point. You can even, if you want a little bit rest, thoda sa, just to relax a little bit, you can. After the 4th tawaf, for example, intentionally or unintentionally, you cannot control your wudu. Then what you can do, wudu breaks, you go ahead and do wudu again. You don't start over. You start from number 5, number 6, and
number 7
But if it breaks prior to 4th, then you
Then you
start
have to
all
start
over
over.
again. Body and clothes must be tahir, just as in salat. Even those najasat which are exempt in salat, such as blood less than the size of a coin. So for example, when you're praying, there's a small dot of blood. You can keep praying. As long as the blood spot is less than a quarter, you can keep praying. Salat is fine. Tawaf, no, it's not. It has to be void of any of that. Male must be for that. Number 4, private parts should be covered. Start from Hajar al-Aswad and finish on Hajar al-Aswad. That's number 1. Number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, 6, Hajar al-Aswad. Then you go the 7th one, you start. When you come around Hajar al-Aswad, then you're going to walk behind Maqam Ibrahim. I'll show you on the last slide where we have a whole, picture of Kaaba. Don't go inside Hatim, that D-shaped monument, which is where Hajar Ismail is also called. You can, it's usually closed, but don't go inside of it. Do not touch the walls of the Kaaba. Always make sure that your left shoulder is facing the Kaaba. Yeah, of course, if you get pushed around, shoved around by someone, you didn't intend on doing it, that's okay. But if you do it intentionally, then tawaf will be broken and you'll have to start again. Observe muwalat, meaning what? Same in salat, that you have to do muwalat. To perform 7 rounds one after another, one after another, one after another, as if someone looks and says, oh, this person is doing tawaf. Or for example, you start talking and you stood on the side. If an onlooker sees you, says, well, this person is not doing tawaf. They're just talking. So that's what muwalat means. That has to be done continuously. Just like you're praying. You just don't, after ruku, you're just standing. You gotta go to the next object. Keep the Kaaba on your left hand side always. So this is method of performing tawaf. So imagine, this is Hajr Ismail, that deed that I was referring to. Oh, I can use this right here. So this is the Hajr Aswad. Usually there's a green light that goes all the way over here, marking the line to Hajr Aswad. You don't start the tawaf right here naturally. We usually enter right here, somewhere over here. This is where I think it's Babi Umrah. There's a door called Babi Umrah. We usually enter, pilgrims usually enter from there. And then you come inside and then you start walking close, and then you come close and you become part of the tawaf that is already going on. There's tawaf constantly going on, right? So you just join in. You just don't come in here and enter and break all the people who are already doing the tawaf. You gradually become part of the circle, right? So you start over here, you enter over here, and then you come, and all the way when you come to Hajr Aswad, this is where you make the niyat. Okay, I circumambulate around Kaaba 7 times for Umrah Mafroodah, Qurbatan ilallah. Your first tawaf, you go around Hakim, number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7th one starts. You go around, you start making your circle a little bit wider, see? A little bit wider. Your tawaf has ended right here, because you're in the straight line to Hajr Aswad. But you come around over here. Maqam Ibrahim is this. You come around over here. Anywhere behind Maqam Ibrahim, you're going to stand and you're going to offer 2 rakat namaz. No, 1 niyat. Yeah.
So when you do the niyat, you have to stop, pause, or you can...
No, you just keep walking. Don't stop. People will be pushing you from behind. If you drop something, I don't know how the crowd will be. Hajj is terrible, but I don't know how the crowd will be right now. You can actually watch the live on YouTube. If it's crowded, you lose anything, you drop anything, don't go down to pick it up. Just let it be. Don't bring anything valuable, first of all. You're calling for trouble if you bring valuables. It'll, unfortunately, and there are a lot of people who are there for that purpose. Even in harams, people are there for that purpose. So don't bring anything valuable. Just like a backpack or something, in which you have your what? In which you have your
flip-flop.
तो मुलाना साहब ये जो हिजर अस्वद है इसको इतनी खुशबुएं लगी होती हैं.
That's okay. So the previous slide, I didn't read it completely. It mentioned that aside from the kiswa of that could be that fragrance is permissible. So right here it says any kind. There's no one exception, which is khuluqul Kaaba, which is extracted from the saffron or other material that is applied to the Kaaba. So that fragrance is coming. That's okay. That was permissible.
Okay.
Right? Okay. All of these things are in the slide, so I'll make it available to you.
For the tawaf, if you have little kids with you, will you hold their hands and do the tawaf with them? So there's the left shoulder is facing.
As long as all the conditions are being fulfilled, you're good.
हिजर अस्वद को टच करना भी जरूरी है.
नहीं.
You don't touch on.
During tawaf to करना ही नहीं है. हाथ ही लगाना. During tawaf you cannot touch any part of Kaaba during tawaf. But after you're done with tawaf and your umrah, now you're there for a couple of days, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to go touch Hajj as well, let's go. But during tawaf, no.
मौलाना तो कोई डिस्टेंस का
Go ahead.
During the walk, you have to be barefoot, or do you have to?
Yeah, good question. In tawaf area, you're not allowed to wear any slippers. Women too. You're not allowed to wear any slippers. But you'll be wearing socks. Men will not be wearing socks or slippers. In the tawaf area, mataf is called mataf. You cannot wear any shoes. Sa'i, Safa and Marwa, you can. You had your hand up.
Yes, so during the tawaf, what are we supposed to do? What do you recommend we recite?
So the slide is coming up.
मौलाना वन
Yes.
जब हम तवाफ कर रहे हैं तो जो बैग है वो अपने साथ तो
You can hang the bag. Yes.
Hang the
Can
bag.
we?
Yep.
तो मौलाना कोई डिस्टेंस का कोई इसका कि खाना काबा से कोई हम कितना फासले पे हों?
So don't go too far away. The question is how far away can be from Kaaba?
Yeah.
So you gotta be between Kaaba and now Maqam Ibrahim is drawn very close over here.
Yeah.
There's quite a distance between the two.
जी.
So you gotta make sure that you stay between Kaaba and Maqam Ibrahim.
मकाम
In between.
इब्राहिम, that's
And you keep that circumference when you go around.
हाँ, कि ये नहीं कि हम रश की वजह से दूर।
लेकिन वो तवाफ करते वक्त अंदर से जाना है मकाम इब्राहिम से
Yeah. You're gonna be going inside Maqam Ibrahim.
not outside
Not outside.
Not outside. मकाम इब्राहिम inside.
Inshallah, you'll be able to. But if
Hajj में
it's
बहुत
not
मुश्किल है।
possible, because Hajj usually there's is difficulty, then it's okay. But even in Hajj, there hasn't been a time where I had to do it outside. Unless I was accompanying someone elderly, you can always do it from within.
मौलाना
It's
सर
the same rush inside Maqam Ibrahim as it is outside. pretty much.
जो फुट पैड वगैरह है वो पहन सकते हैं कि नहीं?
Hmm?
I mean arthritis. During तवाफ है? हाँ arthritis के.
हाँ, ख़वातीन के लिए मसला नहीं. I don't know who was first. Go ahead. आपका हाथ.
नहीं वो हो गया सर.
Alright, so memorizing Surah Kafir, like it's mandatory in Hajj. It is also mandatory for.
So even in Hajj, it's not mandatory. We made it sound like it's mandatory. So the 2 rakat namaz, the 2 rakat salat that you offer after the tawaf, it is highly recommended to recite Surah Kafirun in the first rakat and Surah Qul Huwallahu in the second rakat. But if you don't know Surah Kafirun, you can read any other surah.
और नियत क्या होगी हमारी?
किस चीज की?
जो हम लोग ये नमाज पढ़ेंगे वाजिब की होगी या इसकी होगी?
So what did I say? Someone help us. What did I say about the niyat?
वाजबे कुर्बत लिल्लाह.
Either one is fine. You can say I do this qurbatan lillah, or you can say wajib qurbatan lillah.
वाजबे कुर्बत लिल्लाह.
All the niyat. Ji. Yes. So that backpack that you have, where you are carrying your chappal or purse, for example, don't bring the purse. Your chappal or your keys or whatever, or water bottle. Keep a water bottle, right? Cell phone recline, for example. So you can carry anything in it. Carrying anything is not a problem. Just don't carry guns or.
But if you do something, you can.
All right, let's move quickly because it's almost 3 o'clock. We started late, but we gotta finish it. There are 35 chats. I don't know what they're saying. Sorry, guys. The third obligation is offering 2 rakat salat after completing the tawaf. So here's your niyyah. Niyyat ka puchhin. I'm praying 2 rakat namaz or salat of tawaf for Umrah Mafroodah. Say it.
कुर्बत लिल्लाह. वाजबे कुर्बत.
Conditions for salat. One should make the niyyat of salat of tawaf and offer 2 rakat prayer similar to salat al-fajr. The only difference is that one has the choice to either do it loud or softly. Women will always be doing it softly. It is wajib to offer salat near Maqam Ibrahim, behind it. You will never be able to do right next to it. People are doing tawaf over there. So you're going to be doing Sajjad, bhai, go ahead.
काफी शुक्र.
Say it again. Okay, the question is, can the ladies wear jewelry or anything similar during Ihram? Nothing of beautification could be worn. Nothing of beautification. If you wear jewelry for beautification purposes, you cannot wear that while in Ihram. If there's a ring that you normally wear all the time, it's your regular ring. You don't wear it for beautification purposes. Like many people wear aqiq. You can keep wearing that. But anything outside of that, which is done for beautification, is not permissible. Does that answer, Sajjad bhai? Oh.
No watch. Nothing. Just the phone watch. Apple Watch.
Okay, yeah. So the diabetic sensor is okay, but of course, you gotta make sure that when you need to do ghusl wajib, that is removed. Okay? Alright. And then pacemaker is inside, so you don't have to worry about pacemaker. That which is outside, physically blocking your skin from water to reach, that has to be removed. Yes.
You said ghusl-e-wajib only, so the ghusl we do before.
No, any type of ghusl, but that ghusl will not be constituted as a ghusl. You don't really need a ghusl. That's why it was mustahab to begin with. So as long as your wudu area is not covered, you're okay. That ghusl is mustahab anyway. But make sure that there's no ghusl-e-wajib that you have to then remove it. Ji Sajjad, we're done? One more quick, go ahead. Nose pins? No, if it's for beautification, it should be removed.
Huh?
If they wear it all the time and it's not for beautification, then it's okay. But usually nose pins and these things, my understanding was, is for beautification. But that's okay. If it's not, then they should be. You have a question? Can you wear what? Yeah. Ji, Sajjad.
Allah.
So that'll come in the end. Inshallah, will come in the end. I'll address that. Okay. Condition for Salat Tawaf, we got the first one done. Number 2, Maqam Ibrahim. Number 3, wajib to offer Salat right away. Should not be too much of a gap between the two actions. Number 4, read any surah, but recommended to recite Kafirun in the first and Ikhlas in the second. Number 4, fourth action which is wajib in Umrah Mafroodah is Sa'i. I am performing Sa'i for Umrah Mafroodah for Batanullah. Condition, the fourth wajib, with the intention of seeking nearness, Ikhlasan or Batanullah. That is, after making the niyat, one must walk between the two mountains of Safa and Marwa. From Safa you will start, till Marwa it counts one round. So Safa is over here, Marwa is over there. When you walk from here to there, that's one round. Although you only go in one direction, that is considered to be one round. When you come back to Safa, that is number 2. When you go back to Marwa, that's number 3. Come back to Safa, that's number 4. Go to Marwa, number 5. Come back to Safa, number 6. You'll always finish at Marwa. Number 7 will conclude at Marwa. So the mountains are pretty much covered. You can't really go. I don't know what the situation with Marwa is. If you were able to walk on top of it. Safa has always been covered in my time that I've seen it. So you don't have to touch the mountains. You don't have to. But if you can, you can. It's not a problem. There's certain other things that are associated with it. I'll go through it quickly, but then if there are any questions, I'll take it. The haram is not mandatory. So if you lose your wudu after the 2 rakat namaz, no, that's okay. You don't need to maintain the wudu. Now I know some people are like, why won't you? Some people have some conditions, they can't. So the haram is not mandatory during Sa'i, but it is better to be in the state of purity. Number 3, one can rest during Sa'i, one of the 2 mountains. So you can sit on Safa for a little bit if you want to, take a breather. You can sit on the Marwa if you want to, take a breather. But you should avoid sitting in between the 2 mountains, as people are walking anyway. And it doesn't look good, you're sitting in the middle of the path of people walking. But usually on the 2 mountains, there are people who are already sitting there. Those who are done, they're just relaxing there. So you can, take rest if you want to. But usually, alhamdulillah, you all look pretty fit. You'll be able to cover this distance without any issue, inshallah. Unless, of course, very tired and unable to continue, you can even sit in between the 2 mountains for a little bit. Some people may have issue that they are unable to walk. So for a little bit, they want to sit down, you can do so. In between Safa and Marwa, there are fountains of Zamzam. You can go towards Zamzam, drink water, and then come back, and then start again. See what I did? Did you see it? See it again, watch it again. This is Safa. I'm going towards Marwa. Fountain is right here on the side. Of course, it's not going to be in the middle, right? So I go over to the fountain. I drink a little bit. I'm not going to go from here like this. I'm going to come back. That distance that I went, and then continue.
And continue.
Keep that in mind. It's very important. You don't want to be missing even this much that you deviated from the path. So you come back, just a few steps, and then continue from there.
And for men's, MOLANA is barefoot.
No, you can wear chappal here. You can
We can wear chappal.
Yeah.
So they can keep a water bottle with them when they're in the Sa'i, right? Like, so you don't need to stop or.
नहीं वही तो
But
MOLANA insurance
Zamzam.
barefoot तभी तो
Water bottles you can keep even when you're doing tawaf. But of course, there's Zamzam on the way, and people are inclined to go drink Zamzam. You should. Nothing wrong with it. Even drinking Zamzam is mustahab. But when you do so, just be mindful of how you try.
It's not bad.
Zamzam water bottle. Yeah. But when you go get it, come back and then continue. That was the point here.
Wait, so going to get Zamzam, it doesn't break like the lap?
It doesn't.
So you can just go and get
Yeah.
like Zamzam and then you can keep going?
Yep.
And the coolers there in the corner.
Alright. It is recommended to do sa'i by walking in peace and dignity in certain distance between Safa and Marwa. 2 distinct minarets, decked with green light. This is where Bibi Hajara ran in search of water. And in this area, she was walking between Safa and Marwa, but these 2 places she ran. It's called Harwala. So you're jogging basically. You'll see men will be jogging. So it's recommended. It's mustahab to, not for women, only men. If they, duplicate what she did. There's no such recommendation for women. If a pilgrim is unable to perform sa'i personally, even by being carried on the shoulders of another person or in a wheelchair, he may appoint an agent to perform sa'i on his behalf. So, someone says that I can't do sa'i. There are people with wheelchairs over there. You pay them 500 riyal, and they'll take you. In the middle, they have made a place for wheelchairs only. You'll be done before anyone else.
MashaAllah. Wow.
And you'll be done in 5 minutes. While everybody else will be in their first round.
$100.
Huh?
$100.
I don't know, I think it should be something like that. But you can hire someone to do that. If, yeah, that answers the question. Number 5, wajib in Umrah Mufrada is taqseer. We're almost done. Taqseer is the 5th wajib. You do the niyat. What is the niyat? I'm performing taqseer or halq for men to be relieved of ihram for Umrah Mufrada. Basically, relieved of ihram means ihram comes off. Once you clip some hair, ihram is off. Those 25 things, majority of them are now off. Conditions for taqseer: the only prescribed way to become muhil, as opposed to muhrim. You were muhrim, now you're becoming what? Muhil. You were in the state of ihram, now you're relieved from the state of ihram, is taqseer or not. Taqseer means to cut some hair from the head or beard, mustache. If it's not enough, merely to pluck. You can't just go like this. You gotta cut it. So, we'll be carrying a scissor, or people usually have it over there. Up needs to shave completely. Female programs are only required to do taqseer. Do your taqseer first before helping someone else. Don't make that mistake. You haven't done your taqseer and you start doing other people.
Yeah.
Do yours first. So now you're muhil. Now you can do taqseer on behalf of for others. I end up doing taqseer for, the whole group. I'm not suggesting that I should do this again, but it has happened. I'll go ahead and do mine, and then people just start lining up. I'll just clip their hair. So temporarily, I changed my profession.
Sorry, aren't you supposed to do it for yourself, or someone else?
Someone else can do it for you. Someone can do it. You can just go like this, and someone can do it for you. So either you do it, or someone can do it for you. Tawaf al-Nisa. I'm performing Tawaf al-Nisa around Kaaba. 7 rounds for Umrah Mufrada. It's wajib for both men and women. If men fail to perform it, any woman becomes unlawful for them. If the woman omits to perform it, any men become, of course their husbands, become unlawful for them. The procedure and rules regarding Tawaf al-Nisa and the prayers following it are the same for the first Tawaf that you did. Only difference is the niyat. For the first Tawaf, you were just doing Tawaf Kartan. I'm performing Tawaf. For this I'm doing Tawafun
Nisa.
That's the only difference. Everything else. Huh? Everyone. No difference. Taharat is necessary for any Tawaf. Wudu. Alright. Salat is the same way. Nothing changes here either. Just the niyat maybe that I'm performing 2 rakat namaz for Tawaf al-Nisa, Umrah Mufrada, and just like Maqam Ibrahim that you prayed behind it. These are the 7 du'as that are recommended to be recited. I sent this file to the group. You might have received it. When you're doing tawaf, you don't have to recite anything.
Oh.
There's nothing to be recited. Just looking at Kaaba is ibadat. Just walking with waqar and dignity and honor. So,
Subhanallah.
not saying anything. Silently just, completely diving into that ambience that is created in that place, in that environment. Just reflecting on yourself, reflecting on the world around you, thinking about something, contemplating. Yeah, enough contemplation that you remain cognizant that this is first tawaf, this is second, this is first round, this is second round, this is third round. So in order to keep the count, du'as are good. So you know that you did du'a for the first round, second round, third round, fourth round, fifth round, sixth round. So this way you keep the count of tawaf. Believe it or not, people forget which number tawaf they're in, or which number circle they're in. So it's good to keep this in mind.
And if they forget, they have to start from now.
If they do, they have to. But there are rules for that. Yes.